I'm sorry. Okay, we're continuing with monsters and magical sticks. We're in the almost 4 pages to the end of systems. So what? We're on page 94 under systems interruptions. Another very powerful method of restructuring an individual's unconscious pattern is to, the word here is to interpret. I would guess that is interrupt the painful pattern and direct the individual to their successful one. For example, the individual looks up left for a split second and then looks straight ahead when she's discussing some positive experience. When she begins to talk about the area of difficulty, the eyes go up left and then down left, auditory, then down right while she discusses a painful situation. The next time she begins to talk about the problem, you snap your fingers at the moment she starts to move her eyes down to the left. In addition, you ask them or signal them to look at you while they talk. The result will be that you've directed them into using the unconscious successful pattern. In this case, eyes up left and then straight ahead. A variation of this method would be to help the individual overlay the successful unconscious pattern into the problem area. For example, a 10-year-old boy who had developed an almost phobic response to his father's angry voice. In his areas of success, he was visual, both in his conscious and unconscious system. He was asked then to listen to the sound of his father's voice in his mind. Then I helped him to change the picture of his father into increasingly humorous ones. The last picture was of his father standing and yelling while in a pair of old underwear that was full of holes. In less than 20 minutes, his phobic response was broken up. He was told to keep his new picture a secret, which he did. It's been over a year, and he has never had a recurrence of his problem. I also had a brief session with the father and helped him to realize the effect his yelling was producing. His wife later reported that he had substantially reduced his yelling, but that when he did, her son seemed unaffected. Mastering out of conscious. The next area for you to begin mastering is that of the out of conscious, unconscious system. Out of conscious system. That is of particular importance in the area of the individual's dysfunction. For example, a patient's conscious output system is kinesthetic, while the input system is visual, and you do not observe any evidence of her using the auditory system to check out, quote, reality. The indication here is that the auditory is the out of conscious system. Another example, using the same systems as above, you ask the individual what she is seeing in her mind, and the reply is, I'm not seeing any pictures, or words to that effect, equals an out of conscious visual. Another pattern might be patient looks up left and then down left, and the conscious output system is very visual. This could indicate that the kinesthetic is the out of conscious system. Or if you were to ask what she is saying to herself and the response is, oh, I'm not saying anything, or I don't hear anything, equals the out of conscious auditory. Out of conscious to conscious. Once you have determined which is the out of conscious system, you have 2 primary choices. To bring that system into conscious awareness so that the individual stops giving herself hypnotic suggestions for which there is then amnesia, or to use that system as the one in which you structure your hypnotic and therapeutic work. Since that system is out of conscious, Almost any hypnotic work you do in that system will, in most cases, lead to amnesia for that work. When that happens, it makes it very difficult for your patient to block or sabotage the therapeutic process. If you choose the first method, bringing the system into awareness, you have several choices. The easiest, and in most cases the fastest, is to do system overlays. That simply means starting in the individual's conscious system, moving to the unconscious system, and then to the out of conscious system, and repeating the procedure until you get the desired results. Let's say that the patient's auditory is the out of conscious system, while the visual is the conscious system, is the conscious output. And to make it easy, kinesthetic is the unconscious system. By the way, what I have just described is an unusual combination. I picked it to make my job of clarification easier for me. Let us also say that your patient has informed you that she really likes to go to the beach. You might then ask her to close her eyes and picture the beach on a beautiful day. As your patient responds, you would then spend a few minutes describing visual experiences common to the beach. As you observe signs of relaxation or calmness or concentration or even trance, you would then begin to introduce kinesthetic experiences. That is, watching the beautiful blue sky and the clouds and feeling the warmth from that bright sun. After a few minutes of visual kinesthetic, you would begin to introduce the auditory experience. And the sound of the waves crashing helps you to relax even more. And as you hear the sounds of the waves, you watch the waves building and then falling. You feel the deep calmness. You can see children playing and hear the sound of their laughter and remember a feeling of pleasure from your past, etc., etc. With the system overlaying, one of two things will happen. In many cases, both will happen. Your patient will move into that state of mind that we might call hypnosis, and perhaps more slowly and with more experiences of system overlay, the out of conscious system's block will crumble. I've had dozens of individuals report that as they experience what I was describing, they began to hear the sounds clearly, or feel all the feelings, or get clear pictures. What is even more important is that in subsequent sessions, they report and give evidence of cleaning up that block in their real world. Try it, you'll like it. Unblocking via common experience.